Hello, friends. I hope you have a good day. Today we discussed anger. Anger plays an important role in mental health and can affect our work and relationships. In this clip, we will explore what anger is, how it is created, and ways to control and reduce it. Nature of anger. Anger is an innate reaction found in all mammals. You can observe this feeling in many animals, which shows that it is a strong and natural reaction in humans. However, as social beings, we have developed more complex relationships with the present from different cultures, people, languages, and religions. This increase, especially in today's global world, increases the likelihood of anger. Therefore, it is a trend that goes beyond the bad and instinctive responses of the past. It is important to understand that anger is very important from misunderstanding and lack of awareness. If anger is not controlled, it can turn into strong and destructive reactions. Even in situations where we feel extremely threatened or afraid, anger management is important because decisions are made and we can consciously respond in the best possible way in the moment. Can anger be completely eliminated? Anger is a natural and powerful reaction, so it cannot be completely eliminated. However, we can work to reduce it and prevent destructive reactions. We can manage anger by recognizing its root causes in the past and resolving them in constructive ways. Why should we control anger? In the modern world, anger no longer functions as positively as it once did as a survival mechanism. In fact, uncontrolled anger reflects weakness and inability to manage emotions. A person who does not control their anger severely damages their personal, social, and professional relationships. Consequences of uncontrolled anger: physiology, increased blood pressure, heart disease, digestive problems, immune system, psychological, anxiety, stress, guilt, loss of life, social, collapse of family and friendship relationships, loss of job opportunities. How to control anger. 1. Understanding anger. First, we need to understand how anger is formed. It usually stems from frustration, feelings of injustice, stress, and psychological pressure. Many of us learn from childhood that anger can be a solution to problems, but this is a mistake that needs to be corrected. 2. Reducing psychological stress. One of the most effective ways to deal with anger is to stay calm and avoid stressful situations. The less pressure we experience, the less likely we are to get upset. Building a strong character is important to achieve this. 3. Identify and change false beliefs. If you have used anger as a coping mechanism in the past, it is very important to change this pattern. We need to re-evaluate childhood false beliefs about anger and understand that it is a weakness, not a strength. 4. Practice anger management skills. When I feel angry, instead of resorting to immediate reactions, we should use rational methods to solve problems. Anger can mislead us into thinking that it is the fastest way to solve a problem and temporary relief, while causing long-term damage. 5. Self-defense mechanisms of anger. Sometimes, to justify our anger, we may use defense mechanisms of blaming others, assigning anger to weaker people, or even turning that anger against ourselves. We should know that these methods only intensify our anger and do not help solve the underlying problem. Anger in its hidden form. Sometimes anger does not manifest itself in the form of aggression, but can also manifest itself in the form of biting jokes or verbal insults. which are also forms of violence. Putting others down does not benefit us. In the long run, it only hurts us and leads to retaliatory action. Conclusion. To control anger, we must first identify and address our childhood issues. The real power lies in having a heroic character and the experience of managing emotions rather than resorting to quick and aggressive reactions. A story that Buddha wisely told. Holding on to anger is like picking up hot coals to throw at others. In the end, it is you who gets burned. If this video was helpful to you, please follow my psychotherapy channel and share your comments, suggestions, or criticisms with us.